Okay, guys, uh, welcome back again with me, Rahmat, in Tech Savvy with Rahmat channel. So in this session, we are going to talk about diving deep into PostgreSQL zero downtime upgrades, native applications versus open source tools. So my name is Rahmat Wibowo. I'm founder and solution architect of Tech Savvy with Rahmat. This is my email. You can see it here, TechSavvy Rahmat wi@techsavvy.id. Okay. So who am I? Uh, I am ex-solution architect at AWS. I also have 7 cloud certifications, which consists of all of the associates certifications of AWS, like solution architect associate, sysops administrator associate, developer associate. I also have the foundational cloud practitioner. I also have Google Cloud Associate Cloud Engineer certifications. I also have CompTIA Security Plus certifications. I also become Terraform certified associates. So my cloud experience is I work at uh, aside from AWS, which is only solution architect, not doing the hands-on things, only do the talking and guides customers running the business on AWS. I also my hands-on experience is on Sendit as an infrastructure engineer, specialized in database. So I work with multiple roles ranging from full stack developer, database, DevOps, IT also as infrastructure architect and performance engineer. I already saved 5,800 USD monthly AWS spending by improving service implementations. I also work directly with principal and staff SRE spearheading infrastructure issues because we are transitioning from startup to scale up. We have business running on AWS at Philippines. I also create a new infrastructure baseline to handle the limitation of using Microsoft netting while still complying with PCI DSS requirements. I also become SME or subject matter expert in database team for Terraform, Kubernetes, Argo CD, GitOps, and performance engineering. So we are going to the next slide. So we are going to talk about blue-green deployment on database. So what is blue-green deployment? Okay, blue-green deployment is a deployment strategy by creating two separate but identical environments. The blue runs the current version of application, and the green one runs the new version of the application. And when doing a release, the traffic will be completely changed and rolled back if there are problems. How many times that we need to monitor? It is based on your business BAU or business as usual agreements. Until the time this restriction was written, no tools had been found. Yeah, wait, this is for my thesis. Uh, Not relevant. So broken deployment use case is zero downtime updates. Broken deployment allows you to update your application without causing downtime for your users. You can switch traffic from the blue environment to the green one, and after the new version is deployed and tested, ensuring a seamless transition. Rollback and risk mitigation. If issues are discovered in the green environment after deployment, you can quickly switch back to the blue environment. This rollback process is essential for mitigating risk associated with new release and ensuring that your users are not affected by critical problems. Okay, we're going to the next slide. So why we need to upgrade PostgreSQL major version? First is about there are many cases, but I will highlight into two because we are talking about the cloud computing. End of life support. PostgreSQL versions have a life cycle, and older versions eventually reach their end of life. This means that they will no longer receive official updates, including security patches and bug fixes. Upgrading is necessary to ensure that your database remains supported and receive updates. Number two is long-term support or LTS. Some PostgreSQL release are designed designated as LTS versions, meaning they receive extended support and updates for a more extended period. Upgrading to an LTS version can provide long-term stability and support for your database. For example, in AWS, since I use Aurora and PostgreSQL, uh, they will force the major version upgrade if we are not doing the database version upgrade, and it will cost us a downtime for these major upgrades. So we need to implement zero downtime upgrade, and this is how. So the implementation environment will be using an AWS with the operating system Amazon Linux 2, x86 64. Yeah, this is one. This one is from my thesis. Yeah, we are going to use Terraform. Just a reminder why we need to use infrastructure as code. This is why using the enabling idea of infrastructure as code is that the systems and device used to run software can be treated as if they themselves are software. It is the quotes that I got from Keith Morris, the author of Infrastructure as Code by O'Reilly. This is the tools that we want to compare. First is PostgreSQL logical replication. It's a feature that allows you to selectively replicate data changes from one PostgreSQL database to another. It operates at a granular level, capturing and replicating individual data modifications like inserts, updates, and deletes. Oh, by the way, all of this is running on the logical replication space. The second one is Bucardo, is an asynchronous PostgreSQL replication system allowing for multi-source, multi-target operations. It was developed at PackCountry by John Jensen and Greg Sabino Mullane of Endpoint Corporation, and is now in use at many other organizations. Bucardo is free and open source software released under the BSD license. And the third one is MyTools. CDC Bowo is an asynchronous PostgreSQL replication system allowing for enabling plugin deployment with schema change. Guys, in PostgreSQL. It was developed at ITB or Bandung Institute of Technology by Rahati Bowo to complete his final undergraduate thesis, but has dependencies of using DBSim and Redis. So the tools limitations, all of these tools are running based on logical application. So no initial data copy. Logical application doesn't perform an initial data copy. So you must ensure that the tables are in sync before starting application. Complex data types. It may have difficulty replicating complex data types for user-defined functions if they are not correctly configured. Complexity for large databases with high write loads. Maintaining replication subscriptions and dealing with large amount of replicated data can become complex. The last one is gaps in sequence. So for example, you are using sequence as a primary key and there's a counter. So the right one is to change from using the usage of sequence into UID for the ID. Gaps in sequence. Asynchronous replication might lead to gaps in sequence when a primary database generates a sequence value. It might commit the transaction and replicate changes to standby database. But if failover or switch over happens before the standby catch up, you can end up with a sequence gap. Also, the sequence counter will not be updated. This is the comparison diagram between the PostgreSQL logical application, Bucardo, and MyTools. All of them support zero downtime. For the PostgreSQL logical applications, partial because need 3 database instance resource. We can check in the next slide. Bucardo and mine not need 3 database, only 2 database. Other deployment method logical application is not, and this supposed to be Bucardo. That is correct because Bucardo is multi-master. It supports other method than blue green. So the site I will revise this one when I get it to you. Ease of use, logical application is easy. Bucardo is really difficult to deploy. I until today didn't manage to do it, but I found an image and yeah, Docker image that can run Bucardo, so I will use that. So actually, I almost gave up to do the automation and make one instance running. Make sure that the that the Bukado works, and then make it as an AMI, but there is a Docker image that's enabled to do that. So I will use it later on. So we are not going to demo in this video. The demo will be like one by one. CDC Bowo difficult, a lot of dependencies, but already have Terraform to do it automatically. So this is the native PostgreSQL architecture for the blue-green deployment. So we'll have a blue environment, and we'll use the logical applications to replicate into the green database, but we'll have a backup database with the same version as the blue one. For example, the blue one is running on the PostgreSQL 10, the green one PostgreSQL 14, and the backup of blue one will run on the PostgreSQL 10. This is for the Bucardo architecture, the same, but only need Bucardo in the middle to do the sync. This one is mine. You already know it. I already have a video about it. So the testing scenario we will use. So this is my tools. There's my tools have CLI that can pull all of the data for all schema, including public and not public, but what is it called? But excluding the native PostgreSQL. In this test, K6 tool is used as a load generator to create a load on the application API during the blue-green deployment process. So we are going to mock app that I have designed. K6 acts as a load testing tool to perform constant requests at the rate of 10 requests per second on the application API. The final results of this test, this one is from mine. I will delete this one. So open source tools that we are going to use is K9S. It's a terminal-based UI to interact with your Kubernetes clusters. The aim of this project is to make it easier to navigate, observe, and manage your deployed applications in the wild. The Kubernetes dashboard is a general-purpose web-based UI for Kubernetes clusters. It allows users to manage applications running in the cluster and troubleshoot them, as well as manage the cluster itself. K6 is a modern load testing tool built on Grafana years of experience in the performance and testing industries. It is built to be powerful, extensible, and full-featured. The key design goal is to provide best developer experience. This is based on the Grafana Labs. So these are my teachers from ITB, from Stay ITB, School of Electronics and Informatics Engineering, School of Engineering of Electronics and Informatics. I don't know the English one. So this is my guidance lecturer, I think. She is Tricia Estrina Widakdo, STMSC. So she is the one who guides me to do this final thesis. These two was Ahmad Imam Kristi Jantoro, STMSC PhD, and Yustira Dwi Wardana Asnar, ST PhD. They are the one who taught me about the performance engineering and site reliability engineering. These K6 tools is taught by them, and how I can make an SRE things like monitoring and logging the golden signals of monitoring distributed system. This one is my fellows from Splendid who taught me about the zero downtime upgrade, database reliability engineering, taught me about database administration and stuff. First Alpha Moldy is my tech lead and my managers. These three are my fellow seniors, Hensa Sigit Putra, Akbar Zaldi, and Rizky Ramadan. And this one is my principal and intended who taught me about infrastructure, Kubernetes, and Terraform. Safir Murias, he is my principal. He taught me about the Argo CD, GitOps, and Kubernetes. James Ko also taught me about Kubernetes stuff and Terraform. And Mas Roy Iganta Ginting also taught me about Terraform and much of networking. These two are the expert in networking, and Xavier is the expert in everything. So this is the quotes for today. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop by Rumi. Need help navigating your career, book a mentoring call or technical consultation, you can book me on the Calendly, and business inquiries will go to my email rahmatwi@techsavvy.id. For the demo, we'll do it on the other video. So there will be 4 separate video, one video about the presentation. The second one is about the native application. The third one is using my tools, and the last one using Bucardo. Since Bucardo is still on the research to do it, since Bucardo is really difficult. Okay, thank you guys. See you on the next video.